I'm Michelle. Nice to meet you, Joe.
Nice to meet you too, Michelle. Thanks for taking the time to see me today.
You're welcome, Joe. What can I help you with today?
Well, I'm wondering what assessment strategy you use in your classroom.
Are you currently using any?
I'm new to all of this and looking for an assessment strategy that tells me fairly quickly how my students are doing.
The one I have used in my classroom and found to be very accurate is the one-sentence summary.
Interesting. Haven't heard of this before. One-sentence summary. Tell me more.
I'll explain to you what one-sentence summary means and how we as ESL instructors and tutors can use this useful assessment tool. I'll do my best to answer all your questions. To start, there are some key elements to remember. First, and perhaps the most important, is that after completion of one-sentence summary, you as an ESL teacher will know where your students are at in their learning journey. After the assessment, you will look at the results and determine if you need to regroup and change your lesson strategy. So in a way, you are also assessing yourself with this technique.
Nice, I like this already. What's the first step?
Well, I will explain how this informal assessment strategy works in the classroom. Plus, how to implement this assessment strategy, and the cause and effect that occurs. Your motivation for this question will be, does the student remember? Do they have comprehension? Plus, is there a level of understanding?
I see.
The first is to determine what your ESL lesson has been over the last month. In my case, I cover a new topic every month. This month is how to determine illnesses and how to make a doctor's appointment.
I like that.
So once you have your topic summarized, you ensure that the assessment is on the current material just covered. You then ask your students to answer these questions within one sentence only. You have your students answer who, what, where, why, and when. So for example, Mr. Bean, took a bus, to see his doctor, this afternoon, for a checkup. These questions must be clear and the process explained in order for everyone to answer this fairly. These elements answered in the one-sentence summary will demonstrate how your students are processing and retaining the topic just covered. Actually, I almost forgot. I brought an example to show you from my earlier class.
What about the element of time to answer? Should I set a time limit?
I tend to not set a time because new vocabulary has been learned, so it can take 5 or more times longer to answer than native speakers. The reason for using a hashtag, or another of your choice, is that, when you look at the completed answers, you can assess easier. It's clear to the teacher, the student's cognitive ability, or they're retaining this new vocabulary and able to put it into the sentence formation correctly. Plus, you can survey which of your students are having troubles and in what areas.
That does make sense.
So to summarize what we have talked about.
Here, let me try.
Okay, sure.
So I would confirm my topic, ask my students the questions, who, what, where, why, how. I ensure that I am clear and my topic pertains to what I have covered in the last month. The sentence formation format is also explained clearly. I think I will walk through this whole process a few times so this is familiar with my students. I can't wait to start.
Well, Joe, it looks like you are ready to try this out.
Thank you for taking the time to go through all the steps with me. I've been looking for something like this. I'm going to try this in my afternoon class. Do you have a spare copy of your example that I can borrow?
Sure, you can take this one. I have more in my classroom and on my computer. Anytime you need more assistance, you can leave a message with the school. It was my pleasure talking with you. See you again. Bye, Joe.
Bye, Michelle.